Hey. I am doing a car reading today because I spent the morning hanging out with a friend. That sounded weird, I think, but hanging out with a friend. And that was a very nice treat. It's always nice when you don't have to put a time limit on time. I meant on friends. Anyway, tonight, well, technically tomorrow morning at 5:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We're still daylight time. We've got the new moon in Libra, and Libra energy is all about harmony, balance, justice. It's being able to see both sides. Libra rules the 7th house traditionally in the astrological zodiac wheel. And the 7th house is all about partnerships, and that's not just romantic partnerships, but it's like your soulmate kind of partnerships. So those could be friends, family members, business partners. Also earlier when I was like meditating on like kind of what type of reading I was going to do for the Libra new moon. This is not it, by the way. This is just like a precursor, I suppose you could say. When I was meditating earlier on just kind of what I was wanting, for some reason, my heart defect came into mind. I saw a post about an open heart, and it was something like, yes, open hearts tend to get broken more, or something like that. And it made me think like, man, I was born with a broken heart to some extent, like not really broken, right? But anyway, so then I looked it up more. Like I know what my condition was. It was total anomalous pulmonary venous return. And so basically I needed heart surgery, saying that the heart surgery was like realigning the connections, right? And so from that, I'm saying like with that being a message that came through with this new moon reading, I feel like the energy is very much that we are currently, this new moon is asking us to start manifesting and knowing that we are worthy of the connections and relationships that align with us, with who we are, with our true self, not the one that we have to wear a mask for, but just those real people that are the same day in and day out with you. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to, they're not hard to read because you know that they're just being themselves every single time. Does that make sense? So, with all that energy, let's take a deep breath. There's lots of sounds. Yeah, I feel like it's asking, we're trying to just disconnect from all the relationships that pull us away from who we are. That's what it is. We're trying to get more in contact with ourselves, and in doing so, sometimes that means releasing relationships that are too much noise, you know? All right, so let's get a message here from, or what Spirit, what do you want to add to this conversation? What do you want to add? Oh, by the way, okay, 9 of Wands came out right there. Really quick, I have to say, when I picked up this deck, a card flew out, and it was Justice, which is the major arcana card for Libra, which I thought was just, yeah. So, yeah, I feel like we're definitely in an energy of just balancing things out. And yes, that means cutting things that don't serve, like relationships, or because we're talking about Libra season, this is more talking about relationships that just aren't serving us well anymore, you know? So let's see, we've got the 9 of Wands. She's got a wand behind her back, and she's facing 9 wands in front of her. And this is like a card of like getting back up again. We got the 8 of Cups. Okay, yep. I think sometimes we think we've worked so hard in a relationship, we've spent so much time in a relationship that maybe it's gonna work out, maybe it's gonna resolve, and maybe it does for a little bit sometimes, right? But I think a lot of times we'll find if we really step out of that moment or these moments, we keep coming back to them because they're asking us to move away. The universe is asking us and waiting for us to be confident in knowing that it's okay to leave things behind, and you're gonna be able to keep going. And so are they, because Six of Cups. Yeah, that's the past. It's like saying it's time to make peace with the past, but also like let it be in the past. Yeah. It's time to let the past be the past. And then it's time to move forward out of a space where you are constantly having to get back up again. It's not, we've got the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I feel like Knight of Wands is like fast movement towards passion. It's like it's almost impulsive. What if it's behind that? Ace of Cups. Okay. Yeah. I feel like when and maybe you're like, I've already done this. And so if that's the case too, either you're heading towards this way and you've been kind of like, oh, and that's what it is. It's like right now we're seeing where we're too heavy and where we're not, like where we're too light, and we're balancing the scales, right? And so if we've been leaning, more into our masculine energy, then we're needing to also like now resolve that with some feminine, and vice versa. If you've been leaning into the feminine, it's time to resolve that by leaning it into the masculine also. Sometimes we sit and we wait because we're waiting and we almost call it divine timing, but then it's like there is a moment where we have to take action. The thing is that we are both masculine and feminine energy, and that is what we are being called to do right now, is to choose to recognize that all of this is within us. And so we need to, again, cut the noise, figure out who we are, and head towards exactly what we want and we need. And know that the people will align as long as we get to where we want first. Or not even first, but just we get in a space of recognizing that it's in putting ourselves first that we can create balance. It's in finding balance within ourselves first that we start to see the balance in our lives, in our whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this resonated for you. And if it did, feel free to like it and share it. And either way, happy new moon in Libra, and wishing you the most aligned, highest vibrational relationships, partnerships that you're meant to have.